Oxygen content of the blood is given by combination of amount of oxygen bound to the hemoglobin plus amount of oxygen dissolved in the plasma. The formula is given as hemoglobin in gram per deciliter into Höfner's constant, which is the amount of oxygen carried by each gram of hemoglobin. It is 1.34 mils per gram into saturation divided by 100. The dissolved oxygen is calculated as solubility coefficient of oxygen in plasma, which is 0.0225 mils per deciliter of plasma per kilopascal of oxygen, into partial pressure of oxygen, which is given as kilopascal. Let's calculate arterial oxygen content with the values of hemoglobin 15 gram per deciliter, saturation 100%, and PO2 of 13.3. Substituting these values in this formula as hemoglobin of 15 gram per deciliter into 1.34 mils per gram into 100 divided by 100 and 0.0225 mils per deciliter per kilopascal into 13.3 kilopascal. Now same units cancel each other. The amount of oxygen bound to the hemoglobin comes as 20.1 mils per deciliter. The amount of oxygen dissolved in plasma comes as 0.29 mils per deciliter. And the total oxygen content of the arterial blood comes as 20.4 mils of oxygen per deciliter of blood volume. Now we'll calculate venous oxygen content with the values of hemoglobin of 15 gram per deciliter, venous oxygen saturation of 75%, and partial pressure of oxygen in venous blood as 5.3 kilopascal. Substituting these values in the formula as hemoglobin of 15 gram per deciliter into 1.34 mils per gram of hemoglobin into 75 divided by 100. Oxygen dissolved in plasma given as 0.0225 mils per deciliter per kilopascal of oxygen into 5.3 kilopascal. Same units cancel each other. Amount of oxygen bound to the hemoglobin comes as 15.075 mils per deciliter. Amount of oxygen dissolved in plasma comes at 0.119 mils per deciliter. And the total oxygen content of venous blood comes as 15.19 mils of oxygen per deciliter of blood volume. These values can be plotted on the oxygen dissociation curve. Arterial oxygen content as 20 mils per deciliter, venous oxygen content as 15 mils per deciliter.